Hi students, welcome to online class. In this video, we are going to discuss about chapter 14, classes and objects. Now we are going to see the next topic, destructor. So already we learnt about constructor. Now we are going to see the next concept, that is destructor. So from the name you can understand that destructor means something it is going to destroy. From the name destructor you can understand that something it is going to destroy. And then another thing, already we learned about constructor. So here we are going to learn the next concept, next topic, destructor. So somehow many students can think that both the concepts are just opposite or it is going to be the same. Whether both the topics are different or opposite to one another, like that there will be some questions in your mind. There will be some questions in your mind. Yes, both the concepts are just opposite. They are going to be opposite. See, but somehow there are some similarities are there. Some points, some concepts are some things are similar to each other, but the concept is entirely opposite. Can you understand, students? Some of the points are similar to one another, but some of the points are opposite to one another. I can say like that. So now we are going to see about destructor. What is mean by destructor? When the class object goes out of scope. When a class object goes out of scope, a special function called destructor gets executed. So we have learnt about constructor. When the class object comes into the scope, that means when the object is entering into the class. When the object is entering into the class, then constructor gets executed. But here destructor means when the class object goes out of scope. That means when the object goes out of the class. When the class object goes out of the class, then automatically a special member function called destructor gets executed. Can you understand, students? So when the class object goes out of scope, a special function called the destructor gets executed. And then we want to keep it in another thing, that is the destructor has the same name as the class name. So this also we studied. The constructor has the same name as the class name. But here the destructor has the same name as the class name, but there is one special operator which is prefixed. There is one special operator which is prefixed before the destructor. What is the special operator means? Tilde operator. Can you understand, students? The tilde operator is prefixed in front of the destructor. That is prefixed before the destructor. Can you understand, students? So the destructor has the same name as the class name, but prefixed with tilde symbol. Tilde symbol. The tilde symbol you can see below the escape key. The tilde symbol you can see below the escape key. Then destructor function also return nothing and it does not associate it with any data type. So like the constructor, destructor also returns nothing. It is also not associated. It is also not associated with any data type. Can you understand, students? So I recall the points. The destructor function has the same name as the class name, but prefixed with the tilde symbol. Then when the class object goes out of scope, that is when the class object comes out of the class, or else when the object comes out of the class. When the object comes out of the class, then a special member function called destructor gets executed. And then destructor is not related to any data type, and then it returns nothing. It returns nothing. Now we are going to discuss about need of destructors. Need of destructors. Why we need destructor? What is the purpose? See, the purpose of the destructor is to free the resources. What is the resource which is occupied? Why we want to free the resource? See, the object is allocated some memory. Is it right or not? The object is allocated with some memory. So who is allocating the memory? The constructor is going to allocate the memory for the object. The constructor is going to allocate the memory for the object. So that memory should be freed. So who is going to free that particular memory means the destructor is going to free the resource. That is, it is going to destroy the memory which is allocated by the constructor. So that memory is going to be freed. That memory is going to be freed. Why? That the object may have occurred during its lifetime. So its lifetime is over. That object's lifetime is over because it comes out of the class. Whenever it comes out of the class, its lifetime is over. So that memory should be freed. Can you understand, students? Whenever the class object comes out of the class, then its memory should be freed. Its lifetime is over. So automatically the memory allocated for that object should be freed. See here, the destructor function removes the memory. The destructor function removes the memory of an object. The destructor function removes the memory of an object which was allocated by the constructor at the time of creating the object. So whenever the object is created, the constructor will allocate the memory space. Whenever the object is created, the memory space is allocated by the constructor. So that particular memory space is removed, is destroyed by the special member function called constructor. Can you understand, students? So again I repeat, what is the need for constructor? See, what is the need for destructor? Whenever the object is created, the memory space is allocated for the object. Who is going to allocate the memory space? Constructor is going to allocate the memory space. Whenever the object comes out of the class, its lifetime is over. So we want to free the memory space. So that particular memory is removed by the destructor, a special member function. The memory space which was allocated by the constructor is removed by the special member function called destructor. Can you understand, students? Right, now let us see the declaration and definition of destructor. How we can declare the destructor. How to define the destructor. Like that we are going to see with an example program. So a destructor is a special member function that is called when the lifetime of an object ends. So whenever the lifetime of a particular object is over, the destructor is executed. Can you understand, students? Destructor is a special member function that is called, that is called or invoked when the lifetime of the object ends. And it destroys the object memory. It destroys the object memory which was allocated by the constructor. So the object memory is destroyed. Why the object memory is destroyed? Because its lifetime is over. So who has allocated the memory? Constructor. So the memory is destroyed by the destructor which was allocated by the constructor. The object's memory is destroyed by the destructor, which was allocated by the constructor. So the memory space is already allocated by constructor. That memory space is destroyed by the destructor. Can you understand, students? This is the definition of destructor. Right. Where the destructor will be defined. Where the destructor will be declared. Normally, the destructor will be declared in the public access specifier. Normally, the destructor will be declared under the public access specifier. So, constructor is also declared under public. Destructor is also declared under public. Can you understand, students? So, this is the declaration and definition of destructor. Now, let us see the program. So, from this program, you can understand the concept of constructor and destructor in an easier manner. So, here hash include IO stream using namespace std. Then class simple. What is the class name? Simple is the class name. Simple is the class name. Then under private access specifier, they have declared two variables. Under private access specifier, they have declared two variables. What are the two variables? Int a comma b. So a and b are the two data members. A and B are the two data members that comes under private. A and B are the two data members that comes under private. Then see the next one, public. So in public, what they have given? Under the public access specifier, they have created the constructor. Under the public access specifier, they have created the constructor. So A equal to 0, B equal to 0. So initialization is done. A equal to 0, B equal to 0. So initialization is done, and then they are printing the cout statement. So cout statement is given, constructor of class simple, constructor of class simple. Can you understand, students? Simple is the class name. A and B are the two data members that comes under private. Then under public access specifier, they have created the constructor. See, the class name and the constructor name are same. Class name and the member function name are same. Then only it is called as constructor. Class name and the member function name are same. Then only it is called as constructor. Then void get data. Void get data is a member function. Void get data is a member function. So inside the member function, in statement. So we are going to get the input from the user. We are going to get the input from the user. Enter values for A and B. Enter values for A and B. In AB. So cout, enter the values for A and B. In AB. Get data. Get the data from the user. Member function name is get data. So get the data from the user. Then void put data. So this you can understand. Put data means we are going to show the output on the screen. Put data means we are going to show the output on the screen. So what is the output we are going to show? We are going to print the two integers. We are going to print the two integers A and B. We are going to print the two integers A and B. And then we are going to sum A plus B. Cout the sum equal to. Cout the sum is equal to A plus B. Then, so the constructor is over. So constructor has been created. And then here now you can see the destructor. Can you see the destructor, students? Simple. But before the function name simple, they have given tilde symbol. The tilde operator or tilde symbol is available in the keyboard below the escape key. Below the escape key. So tilde symbol that represents destructor. That represents destructor. So simply they are printing cout statement. Destructor is executed. Destructor is executed. Then inside the main function. So in the main function simple S. Simple is the class name. S is the object. Simple S. So S is the object, simple is the class name. Then S dot get data, then S dot put data. See here, S dot get data, we are calling the get data member function through the object S dot get data. Then we are calling the put data S dot put data. But we didn't call the constructor and then destructor. We does not call constructor and destructor, but constructor is executed, constructor and destructor is executed in an automatic manner. Can you understand, students? In this example program, we are calling the member function get data put data, but constructor and destructor is not invoked. Constructor and destructor is not called. Why? Because constructor and destructor will be executed in an automatic manner. Now we can see this program in an theory practically. So click on the Dev C++. After clicking on the Dev C++, we can copy the program. So Control A, Control C. I copied the program. So let's see practically. Control plus N, then Control plus V. So we want to paste the program. Then we want to give the space. So the space is not left out in a correct manner. So I am leaving the space. After leaving the space, so for all the areas the space is not left out in a correct manner. So I am leaving the space. After that I want to save the program. So the keyboard shortcut is Control plus S. So we want to save as Destructor. We want to save it as Destructor. So when I press F11, so now it is showing the error. So here there is an error. So 2 times they are given. So F11, when I press F11, so now it is asked. So now you can see the output screen. Constructor of class simple. So the space is not given in a correct manner. We can leave space. So see here the 2 integers. So the space should be given. In printing statement also the space is not given in a correct manner. So I am leaving the space. Then when I press F11, now you can see in the output screen which line is printed first, students. Constructor of class simple is printed first. Why? Because here you see in the main function we are invoking the s.getData. Object is created here. Object is created here, simple S. Then what is the first line? We are invoking s.getData. What is getData? Enter values for A and B. So this line should be printed first. But which line is printed first? Constructor of class simple. Can you understand, students? We are invoking s.getData. GetData member function is invoked first. But in the output, which line is printed first? Constructor of class simple is printed first. Why? Because whenever the object is getting into the class, whenever the object gets inside the class or goes into the scope, that is goes into the class, then automatically constructor is executed first. So you want to keep it in mind, always the constructor will be executed first. Always the constructor will be executed first. Then only the other output lines will be executed. Then only the member functions are executed. So the output, you can see the constructor is executed first. Constructor of class simple. Then it is asking you to enter the values for A and B. So I want to enter 2 values. So I am entering 1 and 2. Now what will happen? After entering 1 and 2, 1 is stored in A. 1 is stored in A. 2 is stored in B. Can you understand, students? It is asking you to enter the values for A and B. Whenever I enter the values, 2 values, 1 and 2, 1 is stored in A, 2 is stored in B. Then next, Next, what is the next call? S dot put data. So S dot put data means put data will be printed. So what is in the put data? The two integers are A. A means what is stored in A? 1. Then slash T, that is horizontal tab. After horizontal tab, B will be printed. B means 2. So the two integers are 1 and 2. 1 and 2 will be printed. Then next line, sum is equal to A plus B. A plus B means 1 plus 2. Automatically it shows 3. So the sum is equal to 3. This will be the output. Then after executing S dot put data, then automatically it comes for return 0. Return 0 means program is over. So when the object comes out of the scope, which will be executed? Destructor. So you can see in the output, last line, what will be the last line? Destructor is executed. Destructor is executed. Now you see here, after entering the values, when I press enter key, what happens? The two integers are, see the output here, the two integers are 1, 2. The two integers are 1, 2. Sum equal to 3. Sum equal to 3. Destructor is executed. You can see the destructor. Destructor is always executed at the last. Destructor is executed always at the last. Can you understand, students? So you can see the output here. Here they are given two values. A constructor of class simple. Enter the values for A and B. Constructor of class simple. Enter the values for A and B. So what is the value they are given? Enter the values for A and B means 6 and 7 they are given. The two integers are 6, 7. Sum equal to 13. Destructor is executed. So I hope you might have understood this video about destructor. So let's end the class. So thank you, students.